Hi everyone. Today let's talk about some practical tips that can help you sell your comics more easily and for top dollar. When collectors try to get top dollar for a comic, most of the attention goes straight to where to sell it. But experienced collectors know the final price is usually decided much earlier. Buyers are reacting to how the comic is presented, how clearly it's documented, and how much they trust the information they are seeing. One of the most important fundamentals is high-quality photos. Clear images taken from the right angles allow buyers to judge condition without guessing. Poor lighting, blurry shots, or missing angles immediately lower confidence. Right alongside photos is documentation. Accurate provenance and metadata matters more than many sellers realize. Being able to show ownership history or supporting context makes buyers feel more secure, especially as values increase. Understanding the grade and overall condition of a comic is another major factor. Knowing where a book realistically falls in terms of condition helps set expectations and prevent surprises. Buyers are far more comfortable paying strong prices when the condition makes sense based on what they are seeing. Being honest about defects goes hand in hand with that. Clearly documenting and explaining flaws builds credibility. Even higher-end buyers expect defects, but what they don't tolerate is discovering them later. For more valuable books, deciding whether professional grading makes sense is a critical step. Not every comic benefits from professional grading, and understanding when it's worthwhile can save time and money while improving outcomes for the right books. Pricing is another area where sellers often struggle. Realistic, fair pricing attracts serious interest. Overpricing tends to stall listings and chase away buyers, while fair pricing encourages engagement and conversation. How comics are sold also matters. Individual high-value comics almost always perform better when sold on their own. Bundling key issues with lower-value comics often dilutes attention and limits upside. Separating comics by value tier helps focus effort where it matters most. Higher-value comics deserve more care in how they are presented than reader copies or bulk items. Where you sell plays a role as well. Different platforms attract different buyers, and many successful sellers use multiple channels depending on the book and audience. Timing is another important factor. Market interest shifts based on trends, media announcements, and collector behavior. Selling when demand is high can make a noticeable difference. Pricing also involves strategy, not just fairness. Deciding whether to leave room for negotiation, price firmly, or test demand depends on the book, the timing, and where it's being offered. All of these pieces feed into the final and most important factor: trust and reputation. Clear communication, transparency, and consistency make buyers confident, and confident buyers are the ones willing to pay top dollar. Once those fundamentals are understood, that's where Comic Oracle comes in. It isn't a selling marketplace, and it isn't a professional grading service. Instead, it's designed to complement both by helping collectors prepare their comics, document ownership, grade, and condition, and engage with the community before making larger decisions. Comic Oracle also offers flexible digital storage options, ensuring that all ownership and condition information is securely stored and easily accessible. Now let's walk through how Comic Oracle can support many of these comic selling tips, one by one. Comic Oracle uses the Deed Maps Image Collector app, which guides users through capturing high-resolution images at the correct angles. These steps help ensure consistent presentation and help confirm that the person submitting the comic is the person who actually has the comic in hand. Provenance is strengthened by showing each comic's ownership history and using built-in features to confirm ownership. For collectors who choose the PermaWeb storage package, the comic's complete digital record including images, grade, defect summary, and ownership details is linked to a Solana NFT. Each ownership change creates a new NFT version, building a verifiable record of ownership and condition that evolves over time. Through the PermaWeb page, anyone including non-members can view a comic's details and ownership history, even after it's sold. Comic Oracle offers tools and features to help collectors better understand their comic's condition. Raw comics are evaluated using a hybrid approach that combines AI-assisted grading, self-grading tools, and grade voting, with the grade and the defects contributing to that grade shown on the comic's detail view page. Grading tools not only help collectors learn more about how comics are graded, but also help identify and document defects, contributing to a more transparent system for everyone. These tools and features don't replace professional grading, but they help collectors decide whether professional grading makes sense and how a comic is likely to be perceived. For comics that have already been professionally graded, Comic Oracle doesn't overwrite the grade. Instead, it provides a visual influence score based on community feedback, reflecting the comic's eye appeal. This score gives collectors insight into how the comic is perceived visually by the community and how it might influence interest from potential buyers. Comic Oracle also offers features that streamline the selling process, making it easier to sell across multiple marketplaces. Every comic submitted receives a unique TCO ID. Instead of uploading the same images and details repeatedly across marketplaces, forums, or social media, sellers can simply reference the TCO ID. Interested buyers can look up the comic using the lookup feature on comicoracle.com or view directly on the platform if they are members. A print label is also generated for each comic that includes a QR code, which you can print to keep with your comic and later hand it out as needed. This keeps information consistent and reduces duplication while still giving buyers access to everything they need. Although Comic Oracle doesn't set prices or tell members what a comic is worth, it provides insight into fair pricing through community interaction. When someone messages about a comic, they are asked to include a price. That price isn't a commitment to buy. It simply provides context and helps keep communications meaningful and respectful. You also gain insight into which comics may be worth selling now versus later, based on the attention they are receiving. If a member chooses to make their comic's images and details accessible to others, each time the comic's detail view page is accessed, the owner receives a portion of the fees, with earnings shown per comic in the owner's Your Collection view. Through both messaging and detail view earnings, comic owners can see which comics are attracting the most attention and interest, helping them gauge which comics may be worth selling. Transparency and trust are central to Comic Oracle. Members can communicate directly with others about a specific comic, keeping conversations grounded in the same images and details. Community feedback reinforces trust through voting and reporting tools that encourage members to flag suspicious activity or questionable behavior. System checks help monitor irregular or potentially problematic entries. Member reputation is visible through leaderboards, awards, and profiles, with voting and reporting processes remaining fully transparent to help maintain accountability and confidence within the community. Together, these features make it easier for interested buyers to evaluate a comic and feel comfortable engaging, even before a comic is listed elsewhere. And that's a look at some practical tips to help you sell your comics more easily, and how Comic Oracle can help. Of course, if you are an experienced collector, you may have your own tips and approaches that have worked over time. Hopefully, these ideas gave you some useful insights to consider as you manage and sell your collection. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more collector tips, visit comicoracle.com to learn more about Comic Oracle, and if you are new here, check out our Meet Comic Oracle video for a quick overview.